The glass door slammed so hard the conference room walls shudder. "Pack your things, you're done here." Lena stands perfectly still, hands folded at her waist, eyes fixed on something beyond the windows. Below them, the city sprawls like scattered diamonds. 47 floors up, the air feels thin. "Mr. Bennett, if you just let me." "Let you what?" His voice could freeze water. "Explain how $43,000 disappeared from my personal accounts, how you thought I wouldn't notice." She opens her mouth, closes it. Her jaw tightens, but she says nothing. His head of security steps forward, tablet glowing. "Sir, the transfers are clear. 3 months. Same pattern, all traced back to her access codes." Daniel Bennett is 36 years old and has forgotten how to feel anything except anger. It's been 2 years since the accident. 2 years since he learned that money can buy anything except the one thing that mattered. "Security will escort you out. 10 minutes. Don't make this uglier than it needs to be." Lena's voice, when it comes, is barely a whisper. May I say goodbye to Ava?" "No." The word hangs in the air like smoke. "You should have thought about your daughter before you decided to steal from me." Something flickers across her face then, just for a moment, pain so deep it has no bottom, but she doesn't defend herself, doesn't explain, just nods once and turns toward the door. The silence arrives first. Daniel walks through his penthouse that evening, and every room feels wrong. The cleaning service came while he was at the office, professionals who work in teams, who finish in 90 minutes, who leave everything spotless and cold. He pours scotch he won't drink, stands at the windows he can't see through anymore. Down below, the city moves without him. He finds the first drawing on Tuesday, wedged behind the Sub-Zero refrigerator when he drops his keys. Crayon on copy paper. A castle with crooked towers, each one labeled in careful 5-year-old letters. "Mama, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Hoppy, her stuffed frog, my angel." He crumples it, throws it away, pours the scotch down the sink. The second drawing appears in his home office on Thursday, tucked inside a folder of quarterly reports. 3 stick figures holding hands in front of a building that looks like his penthouse, only softer somehow. Rounder, the way a child would imagine a home. He throws that one away too. But Friday, he finds the third drawing, and his hands go still. It's taped inside his briefcase. How long has it been there? Right where he'd see it first thing in the morning. 3 words in green crayon, the letters wobbling across the page. "I wished for you." Daniel sits at his desk as evening dissolves into night. The drawing lies in front of him. His phone buzzes, emails, calls, the world demanding his attention. He ignores all of it. Outside, the city glitters and hums. Inside, there's only the ghost of a little girl's laughter and the terrible weight of silence. "Daniel, we have a problem." His attorney, Robert Chen, doesn't call on weekends unless something's wrong. It's barely 7 in the morning and Daniel hasn't slept. "What is it?" "The Lena Rodriguez situation. I ran a standard background check after the termination, protocol for theft cases. Daniel, something doesn't add up." Daniel sets down his coffee. "Explain." "Lena Rodriguez is clean. Not just clean, spotless. No debt beyond student loans she's been paying on time for 6 years. No gambling. No addiction markers. She works 2 jobs, sends money to her grandmother in Texas every month, has a college fund for her daughter that she's been contributing to since the kid was born." "Your point?" "My point is people like that don't suddenly embezzle $43,000. So I dug deeper into the transfers." Papers rustle. "Daniel, every single payment went to St. Grace Children's Hospital, the pediatric oncology wing specifically." The room tilts. "What?" "The money was used to cover treatment costs for a patient. A 5-year-old patient admitted last September. Want to guess who?" "Ava." The name comes out like broken glass. "Ava Rodriguez. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Aggressive treatment protocol. Her mother maxed out her insurance in the first 6 weeks, sold everything of value, and when that wasn't enough, she used my accounts. Daniel's voice sounds strange, distant. She used your accounts because she had household expense authorization. She probably planned to pay it back somehow, though God knows how. Or maybe she knew she'd get caught and didn't care. Daniel, she never took a cent for herself. Not one. It all went to save her daughter's life. Silence. Where is she now? Daniel's voice is barely audible. I don't know. Last known address was that apartment in Queens, but she's not there anymore. Landlord says she left 3 days ago. No forwarding address. Daniel, there's more. What? Ava's treatment isn't finished. She needs 6 more months of chemotherapy plus follow-up care. Without insurance, without funding. I don't know what's going to happen to that kid. Daniel ends the call, sits in his pristine penthouse as morning light bleeds through the windows. He thinks about the drawings, the careful letters, the wish. He thinks about a little girl with wild curls and honey-colored eyes who used to hide behind her mother's legs, then gradually stopped hiding, who learned to trust him enough to show him her crayon castles, to tell him about her stuffed frog, to ask him endless questions about why the sky changed colors. He fired her mother for trying to save her life. If you're enjoying this story so far, I'd love for you to hit that like button and subscribe for more heartfelt stories like this one. And please drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts below the comment section. Now, let's continue. Finding someone who doesn't want to be found is harder than Daniel expected. The apartment in Queens is empty, windows dark, mailbox overflowing. The superintendent is a thin man with suspicious eyes who won't say much until Daniel presses $500 bills into his palm. Left 4 days ago, middle of the night, took 2 suitcases and the kid didn't say where. The little girl, is she all right? The superintendent's face softened slightly. Sick, real sick. I helped them carry boxes to the car. Kid was wearing one of those hospital masks, holding onto her mama like she was drowning. Broke my heart. Daniel drives to St. Grace Children's Hospital. The pediatric oncology wing is on the 4th floor. Bright murals on the walls. Artificial cheer fighting against institutional fluorescence. He finds Dr. Sarah Kim in her office, buried under paperwork. I'm here about Ava Rodriguez. Dr. Kim looks up, studies him for a long moment. And you are? Daniel Bennett. What is he? I'm someone who wants to help. She's not here. Treatment was suspended 2 weeks ago when funding ran out. We kept her as long as we could, but without payment. She trails off, helpless anger in her eyes. That little girl needs 6 more months of treatment. She was responding beautifully. But her mother had no way to pay, and hospital policy is hospital policy. What happens if she doesn't get treatment? Dr. Kim's silence is answer enough. If I cover the costs, Daniel says carefully, all of them plus whatever was left unpaid, can you find her? I can't give out patient information. Please, the word feels foreign in his mouth. I made a terrible mistake. I need to fix it. Dr. Kim studies him for a long moment. Then she writes something on a piece of paper, slides it across the desk. I don't know where they are now, but her mother called yesterday asking about patient assistance programs. She left a number. That's all I can tell you. Daniel stares at the number. 7 digits that might change everything. He waits until evening to call. Sits in his penthouse with the phone in his hand for 20 minutes before he can make himself press the buttons. It rings 4 times. He's about to hang up when someone answers. Hello, Lena's voice exhausted, wary. It's Daniel Bennett. Silence. He can hear her breathing, shallow and quick. Mr. Bennett, I'm going to pay you back, every cent. It'll take time, but I'm not calling about the money. I know where it went. More silence. Then I see. I need to talk to you. In person, please. I don't think that's a good idea. Lena, her name feels strange on his tongue. He always called her Ms. Rodriguez, maintained that careful distance. Please, I was wrong, I just need to talk to you. Why? Because I owe you an apology. Because I owe Ava an apology. Because I've been sitting here surrounded by drawings she left behind, and I can't stop thinking about how scared she must have been when I wouldn't let her say goodbye. He hears something then, a small choked sound. She's crying. Mr. Bennett. Daniel, please. Daniel, she takes a shaky breath. I can't come back there. Ava's too sick to travel right now and I can't leave her. Then tell me where you are, I'll come to you. Why would you do that? Because I was wrong. Because I should have asked questions instead of assuming the worst. Because a 5-year-old girl drew a picture saying she wished for me, and I don't deserve that, but I want to try. Another silence, longer this time. Then she gives him an address in Brooklyn, a hotel near the hospital, the kind with weekly rates and thin walls. We're in room 3C, but Daniel, Ava's very sick. She might be sleeping, and she's been asking about you. His chest tightens. What does she ask? If you're angry with her, if she did something wrong, if that's why we had to leave. Daniel closes his eyes. Tell her I'm not angry. Tell her I made a mistake. Tell her. His voice breaks. Tell her I'm sorry. The hotel is not what Daniel expected, though he's not sure what he expected. It's clean but worn, the kind of place where people land when they're between one life and the next. He climbs 3 flights of stairs. The elevator is broken, and stands outside room 3C for a full minute before knocking. Lena opens the door. She looks smaller than he remembers, translucent with exhaustion, but her eyes are steady when she meets his gaze. Mr. Bennett. Daniel. She nods once, steps back to let him in. The room is small, a double bed, a television on a dresser, a bathroom visible through a half-open door. Ava lies on the bed, propped up by pillows, her wild curls gone. She wears a pink bandana and a hospital bracelet. She's coloring, her movements slow and careful. When she sees him, she goes very still. Mr. Daniel. His throat closes. He crosses the room, kneels beside the bed so he's at her eye level. Hi, Ava. Are you still mad at Mama? No, sweetie. I'm not mad at Mama. I was wrong. I made a big mistake and I came to say I'm sorry. Ava studies him with those honey-colored eyes. Even sick, even scared, she has her mother's quiet dignity. Mama says sometimes grown-ups make mistakes too. Your mama's right, and I made a really big one. Okay, she returns to her coloring, then looks back at him. I missed you. Daniel's vision blurs. I missed you too. I found your drawings, all of them, they're beautiful. I left them for you to find like a treasure hunt. She smiles, gap-toothed and tired. Did you find the wish one? I did. Can I ask you about it? What did you wish for, Ava? She glances at her mother, then back at him. I can tell you now. The angels already know. Okay. I wished for 3 things on my birthday. Mama thought I was wishing for toys, but I wasn't. She counts on her fingers. First, I wished for a daddy, not just any daddy, you. Second, I wished for Mama to not be so tired all the time. And third, she looks down at her coloring. I wish to get better, to not be sick anymore. Daniel can't speak, can't breathe. Lena moves beside him, her hand gentle on Ava's shoulder. Baby, Mr. Daniel came to visit, but you need to rest now. Your counts were low today. I know, Ava yawns, but I wanted to show him my picture. Look, it's us. You and me and Mr. Daniel, and we're having a picnic in the park. That's my wish drawing, if wishes could be real. Daniel takes the paper with shaking hands. 3 figures sitting on green grass under a blue sky. Simple, perfect, impossible. It's beautiful, Ava. The most beautiful drawing I've ever seen. She smiles sleepily, then looks at him with sudden intensity. Mr. Daniel, Are you going to stay this time? Yes, he says and means it. I'm going to stay. Daniel learns what staying means over the next 6 months. It means sitting in hospital waiting rooms at 3 in the morning, while Ava goes through another round of chemotherapy. It means learning medical terminology he never wanted to know, blood counts and port flushes and bone marrow biopsies. It means watching Lena try to work remotely between hospital visits, her laptop balanced on her knees in uncomfortable chairs, her face drawn with exhaustion and fear. It means the day he quietly contacts Dr. Kim and arranges for all of Ava's treatment to be covered, then has his attorney set up a trust fund for her future care. Lena finds out 2 weeks later and confronts him in the hospital cafeteria. You can't do this. I already did. Daniel, it's too much. I can't accept. You're not accepting anything. Ava is. This is for her, not you. And frankly, you don't get to say no to your daughter's medical care because of pride. Her eyes flash. It's not pride, it's... What? Independence, dignity. Lena, you used my money before. Let me give it freely now. That was different. I was desperate. And you're not now. He softens his voice. Please, let me help. Let me be part of this. She studies him for a long moment, this man who fired her, who judged her, who came back. Why? Because Ava wished for me. Because she drew pictures of a life we could have. Because I've spent 2 years being angry at the world and she taught me how to feel something else. What? Hope. Lena sits down heavily, covers her face with her hands. When she looks up, tears streak her cheeks. Okay, but not just for Ava. You don't get to swoop in like some savior and then disappear when it gets hard. If you're in for everything. The bad days, the scary days, the days when she can't get out of bed and I can't stop crying. I'm in, Daniel says, for all of it. April brings rain and cherry blossoms and Ava's 6-month checkup. Daniel sits in the examination room with Lena, their hands clasped tight, while Dr. Kim reads the test results. Ava is in the waiting room with a child life specialist, building something elaborate with blocks. The cancer is in complete remission, Dr. Kim says, and Lena makes a sound like she's been holding her breath for half a year. Her blood work looks excellent. Bone marrow is clear. If she stays this way through the next year, we'll start talking about being cancer-free. Lena is crying too hard to speak. Daniel pulls her against him, feels her shake with sobs that might be grief or relief or both. Can we tell her? He asks Dr. Kim. You can tell her. They find Ava in the waiting room, her block tower now taller than she is. When she sees their faces, she knows. I'm better. You're better, baby. Lena kneels, pulls her close. You're doing so good. Ava looks at Daniel over her mother's shoulder. Did the angels hear my third wish? They did. His voice is rough. They definitely did. That evening, they eat dinner in Lena's apartment. No longer a hotel room, but a small 2-bedroom in Brooklyn that Daniel helped her find. He insisted on covering the deposit as back pay. And she let him because she'd learned that letting him help was its own kind of strength. Ava colors at the table while they cook together, moving around each other with growing ease. Pasta, salad, garlic bread, simple food that tastes like celebration. Mr. Daniel, Ava doesn't look up from her drawing. Yes, sweetheart. Remember my first wish, the daddy one. Daniel's hand still on the pasta he's draining. Lena goes quiet beside him. I remember. Well, I still wish for it. Is that okay? He sets down the pot, walks to the table, kneels beside her chair. Ava, that's more than okay, but becoming someone's daddy is a big thing. It means showing up every day. It means being there for the boring stuff and the hard stuff, not just the fun stuff. Do you understand? She nods seriously, like family. Exactly like family. And you want to be our family. Daniel looks at Lena, who's watching them with tears in her eyes and something like permission in her expression. More than anything, he says. Ava considers this, then returns to her drawing. Good, because I already drew you in my family picture at school. It would be weird if you weren't actually in it. The laughter that fills the small kitchen is surprised and genuine and sounds like healing. 6 months later, Daniel stands in the kitchen of his penthouse, their penthouse now, since Lena and Ava moved in 3 months ago. The walls that once echoed with emptiness now hold Ava's artwork, family photos, Lena's books. The sterile showpiece has become a home. He's making pancakes, something he learned how to do because Ava requested them every Sunday. Lena sits at the counter with coffee, her laptop closed for once, just watching. "You're getting better at those," she says. "I'm starting to think I was always terrible at them, and you were just too polite to say so." She smiles, maybe. Ava runs in wearing her favorite purple pajamas, her hair, grown back in wild curls, flying behind her. "Is it pancake day?" "It's pancake day," Daniel confirms. She climbs onto a stool beside her mother. On the counter in front of her is a piece of paper she's been working on all week. Daniel's noticed her hiding it, shooting him secretive looks. "Can I show you now?" she asks. "Show me what?" She unfolds the paper carefully. It's a drawing, of course. 3 figures standing in front of a building with a sign that says "Home" in careful letters. But this time, there's text at the bottom. "My 3 wishes. A daddy came true. Mama not tired, getting better. To not be sick came true. Bonus wish, to keep this forever." Daniel reads it twice, his vision blurring. "Ava, I know 3 wishes is the rule," she says seriously. "But I asked the angels if I could have a bonus one since the other 3 came true. They said it was okay as long as I promised to be grateful every day." "And are you," he asks quietly, "grateful?" She hops down from her stool, walks around the counter and wraps her arms around his waist. "Every single day. You stayed, Mr. Daniel. You kept your promise." Over her head, he meets Lena's eyes. They've been moving slowly, carefully, building something real instead of rushing into what might feel good but break easily. There are conversations still to have, paperwork to file, official commitments to make. But standing in this kitchen with pancakes burning slightly on the griddle, with a 7-year-old's arms around him and her mother's quiet joy reflected in her expression, Daniel understands what Ava knew all along. Family isn't about blood or law or perfect timing. It's about staying when it's hard. It's about showing up for the boring Sundays and the scary hospital visits and the 1,000 tiny moments in between. It's about choosing each other every day, even when, especially when, it would be easier to walk away. "I'm grateful too," he says, pulling Ava closer, "every single day." Later, after pancakes and laughter and Ava's insistence that they hang her wish list on the refrigerator, Daniel finds himself standing at the window. The city spreads below, the same view he's had for years, but everything looks different now. Lena comes to stand beside him, her hand finding his. "Thank you," she says quietly. "For what?" "For coming back, for trying, for giving her the wish she asked for." "She gave me something too," Daniel says. "She taught me how to want something more than success, how to need something I couldn't buy or build or earn." He looks at her. "She taught me what family actually means." "And what does it mean?" "It means choosing to stay, even when I mess up, especially when I mess up. It means showing up for pancake Sundays and parent-teacher conferences and every ordinary, extraordinary day in between." Lena leans her head against his shoulder. "That sounds like a good definition." From the living room comes the sound of Ava's laughter as she builds an elaborate block castle for her stuffed frog. The apartment fills with the golden light of Sunday morning, and for the first time in years, Daniel Bennett feels the hollow ache in his chest close completely. He was lost in a tower of his own making, surrounded by everything except what mattered. A 5-year-old girl wished for him. And somehow, impossibly, the wish came true for them both. Thank you so much for watching this story. If it touched your heart, please subscribe for more meaningful stories about courage, kindness, and the quiet moments that change everything. And remember, sometimes the people we overlook are the ones who teach us how to truly live. Drop a comment below and share what this story meant to you. Until next time, keep recognizing the humanity in everyone you meet.